Hey guys, welcome to the part 2. I'm gonna talk a bit about the hardware requirements, some basic setups before we could move any further. Alright, so I'm gonna use the Maya 2015, and as far as you can see, when you start Maya for the first time, you can't actually see which the renderer you're currently using. You can check it here in the renderer. You can see that there's a viewport too, it's set as the default, and the other two renders the default and the high quality. To know which one are you using, you can go to the window, to the display, heads up display, and right here you can check the viewport renderer. Actually, I prefer to turn on the focal length and the current frame as well, as it really helps a lot in the production. Alright, so Viewport 2 is using two engines. It's the DirectX and the OpenGL. You can actually switch between them. To do that, you can go to the preferences, to the Windows settings preferences, and right here. Next we go to the display tab, and right here, so the default rendering engine is the OpenGL. There's another one, the DirectX, and it says, so you got to restart Maya. Alright, do that, save. Alright, so I restarted the Maya, and you can see now that we got the Viewport 2 and the DirectX 11. There is a difference between them. There are two specific shaders, reason for them. For the OpenGL there's the shader effects, and for the DirectX is the DirectX 11 shader. Just keep in mind that the DirectX shader is incompatible with the OpenGL, so that's one of the main differences. I think we should check if they're available now. Alright, so go to the Hypershade. Let's see, so this is the shader effects, and this is the DirectX 11 shader. For some reason, if you don't see it, you can turn it on. So we go to the window, the plugin manager. They're right here. So alright, so this is the DirectX 11 shader, and right here in the bottom should be the other one. Here's the shader effects. Alright, so both of them are on. Alright, it's cool. Regarding the speed difference, for me, it seems like the DirectX sometimes give 1 or 2 extra frames per second while you're working the viewport. Next thing I recommend to do is check if your graphics compatible with the viewport. To do that, we go to the Autodesk website, autodesk.com, sorry for that, autodesk.com/hardware. Alright, so here we can type of hardware you want to find. We want to find the graphics hardware. Choose the Maya 2015. I'm using Windows 7, and I see all of them. Alright, fine. The ones with the star and the golden shield, they're recommended and certified. The other ones not. From here, if you got one of them from this list, let's take a look at this one. You can see actually which features are available for you. So right here you can see that there's two Intel graphics. It's not a joke. We got several Core i7 machines that we're using just for the rendering, and to satisfy my curiosity, I decided to test the same things that we did with the 5 Pro cards, and the result actually appeared almost the same. I mean, the frames per second in the viewport was almost the same as on the discrete graphics. Probably the reason is that we're not using very high quality models in the pre-visualization workflow. But also this is true for my 2015, as in my 2014 the frame rate, the same scene, using the same hardware, was significantly lower. Intel HD supports the DirectX 11 and the OpenGL 3.3, but doesn't have its own memory. This might be a problem sometimes, but there's a way to get away with these problems. First way is to reduce it's right here, is the render viewport 2, the option box, change the texture resolution. Right here I can check it and set it to 1K, for example. Then we can click to the reload all textures, and all of them got this size. The other way is go to the preferences again. Right here, the GPU cache. You can see there's a bunch of the options available for you. So normally when I use the discrete graphics, I set it all to the automatic, but if you don't have enough memory, it's better to change the values. Take a look how it's working. The other thing I guess I should warn you is when the scene is open for the long time, for example for an hour, you always turn off the textures, lights, shadows, the ambient occlusion, stuff like that. You might see that after some time Maya consumes all the available memory. I don't know actually why it's happening like that. Keep it in mind, always check it. The performance will get lower. Normally I just restart the OS and it's working fine again. Alright, so this is it. Let's go to the part 3. See you guys.